Football activities at FAMU are suspended after a music video that was unauthorized was shot, filmed, and released from the FAMU football locker room. Let's talk about it, some of the fallout that's happened from it, and what's next after the bumper. Stay tuned. This is interesting. What is going on, everybody? What is going on, everybody? My name is JeffLightsyJr. This is the Victor Formation Sports Show right here on Jeff Lightsy Jr. YouTube, Facebook, wherever you get your content. Do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button, like, share, subscribe, and the notification bell because we upload all the time now. FAMU is in a bit of some controversy after a music video was released that was filmed and shot in their football locker room. Let's talk about it. So, a rapper by the name of Real Boston Richie. Real Boston Richie is a popular up-and-coming rapper from Tallahassee. So he's from Tallahassee, the same city that FAMU is in. He's from Florida. And he shot a music video in the FAMU locker room. I'm not going to show you the video because I don't want to get a copyright strike, but I'll show you some of the images from the locker room that has kind of caused an uproar. So let me kind of, give you some context to everything that's taking place. So at about 10 o'clock Eastern, roughly, head coach Willie Simmons of FAMU put a tweet out that kind of caught a lot of people by surprise. Unless you live in Tallahassee, you're from Florida, you know what the heck is going on. You're in the loop, all the way in the loop. This one kind of blindsided you. But Coach Willie Simmons put this out at about 10:30 last night Eastern time, and he put out a statement via his Twitter about what was going on. And then everybody, including myself, kind of caught up. So this was the statement put out by Coach Simmons. It says, earlier today, it was brought to my attention that a rap video was shot by a prominent rapper in the football locker room of Gale Moore Powell Fieldhouse without proper authorization. The video contained graphic language, which is very graphic, language that is not consistent with the Florida A&M core values, principles, and beliefs, and an internal investigation is underway to determine who authorized the use of not only the athletic facility, but also licensed apparel that potentially violates university branding and licensing agreements. Now, that is critical because that's key. What he's talking about is the Nike deal, the LeBron James deal that FAMU is exclusive to. No one else has this exclusive LeBron James gear. And all of that was all throughout this video with Real Boston Richie. Let's continue listening. Let's continue reading. Although I am a proud proponent of free speech and support all forms of musical expression, this football team, as ambassadors of Florida A&M University, has a responsibility to protect the university's image. He's very true because this video, I wish I could play the song. I can't. I don't want to get any copyright strikes, but it's very, very vulgar. Like, I don't know if it's because I watched the video or listened to it for the first time late at night, but it's super vulgar. And I've listened to Boston Richie before, but this song seems to excessively use the B word, excessively use a lot of curse words that you hear in rap today. He continues to say, as a result of this unfortunate situation, as head football coach, I am effectively suspending all football-related activities until further notice. It is a privilege to wear the orange and green, and as a football program, our young men have failed to live up to the standard set before us. They will all learn from this mishap, and we will continue to work hard every day to become the best version of ourselves and continue to make Rattler Nation proud. So this was from head coach Willie Simmons of FAMU. A shout out to Coach Simmons, because this was a proper statement. Now, for a lot of people, they didn't know what the hell was going on at 10:30 at night. I was one of them. I was like, yo, what is he talking about? Prominent rapper. So now at this point, I'm searching for the song, searching for the video, and then I was able to find the song. The song is called Send a Blitz. It's called Send a Blitz by Boston Richie. And these were some of the images. As you see, this is Richie right here in the FAMU Nike polo. As you see with his chains, you see a FAMU helmet. This was Richie also inside the locker room. As you see, these are all images taken directly from said music video. You see him inside the locker room all the FAMU branded gear. This is Richie with the helmet on, the FAMU helmet on. This is him once again inside the locker room, with these guys who could be players. I don't know who these are. I don't want to mistake them for anyone, but these are people that are also featured in the video inside of the FAMU football locker room, which promptly caused Coach Willie Simmons to issue the statement and suspend all football activities for the time being. Now, here's the thing. It's the summer. We're a week or two, roughly less than 2 weeks from summer camp, from fall camp. We are also, this came out 10:30 Friday night before Tuesday's SWAC Media Days. So it's going to be interesting to see how FAMU plays that out. Because if you remember, FAMU already had kind of like with Kamari Stevens deciding to re-enter the transfer portal. He was supposed to be one of the representatives at SWAC Media Day. He then enters the transfer portal the day his name is announced to represent FAMU. So they were either going to be one guy short to have a replacement guy anyway. And now I don't think Coach Simmons will miss out on Media Day, but I don't know if he'll bring any player representatives. And that also kind of puts a damper on what is supposed to be a very, very, and what still very much likely could be a special season for FAMU on the gridiron. And so this is just a distraction you don't want. This is a second year in a row where FAMU, very, very close to the season, has a form of distraction, because what is taking place is now that this became a national story. ESPN picked this story up. On3 Sports, which is a national publication, picked this story up. Different entities that would normally never talk about FAMU football. Let's just be honest. Never would talk about FAMU football, has decided to pick these type of stories up. And it puts not just FAMU, but in some instances, it puts HBCUs in a bad light. Because when you see these national publications, FAMU could do a million things right. But as soon as something wrong takes place, and it really wasn't super wrong. I mean, it was wrong that a couple of knuckleheads took the matter into their own hand to let, a guy who is popular in their city, in their state, come into their locker room and kind of, denigrate it a little bit, right? Like kind of stank it up a little bit. It was a stank song. It's not a good song. And it's not a good look. But that doesn't make, though they're just kids, they're young men. They're learning, young men. Everybody does dumb things at 19, 20, 21, 22, 23 years old. Like I know I did. And so that's all it is. But now with the national publications giving this bigger pub than it should be, then probably they should, that's what makes it kind of, turn your nose up at it a little bit. This was the official statement from the university, from FAMU. So we saw the statement from Coach Simmons. This is the statement that came from the school. Via their Twitter account. It says, for immediate release, FAMU President Robinson's statement on the unauthorized music video shot on campus. Quote, I am aware of the unauthorized music video shot on our campus, and I am asking for an immediate investigation to determine how it happened. This video does not represent our core values, nor our commitment, quote, excellence with caring in all aspects of the university, including athletics. Larry Robinson, PhD, the 12th president of FAMU. And then Tallahassee.com. This will be the first time I've read this. Tallahassee.com has released this article. And I think they got some quotes from Coach Willie Simmons. Let's read this together. This will be the first time I read this. It says, the disappointed Willie Simmons wants answers too. The Florida A&M football coach has scheduled a team meeting on Monday to gather more information on the release of an unauthorized rap video filmed in the team's locker room. Simmons told the Democrat in an interview Saturday morning that, quote, it's too premature to discuss further potential fallout until, quote, we have a better understanding of how the locker room was accessed for filming of a video and the use of licensed university apparel that violates agreements. Quote, we are trying to talk to the right people to do everything, not only to cover ourselves, but the young man, rapper Real Boston Richie, in the video. Simmons said there are some real legal issues with the release of the video. Now, this is true because if you ever watched rap videos, specifically ones, more recent ones, you'll see a lot of times when they're wearing brand or name brand apparel, a certain brand apparel, they have it blurred out. Even on TV shows, you'll see it blurred out because unless you pay or get permission from said sponsor, said brand, said logo, you can't show that logo. You can't show that brand. And so that's also what he's saying. And Nike is a big entity. LeBron James under the Nike umbrella, that's a big entity. And if Real Boston Richie doesn't have clearances, doesn't have permission, hasn't paid whatever money it costs to wear those brands in said videos, you can be sued. And so the simple fact that Coach is even looking out for Real Boston Richie as well as his program, that says a lot about him. Let's continue reading. It says Simmons released a statement late Friday on social media that the Rattlers has suspended all football-related activities. Simmons said he was unaware of the video until it was released. He's also uncertain when it was recorded or how many FAMU players were involved after several appeared in the background of the video. The video sequences inside the FAMU locker room clearly showed FAMU signage and apparel with the Rattlers logo. Some people, including Richie, also wear football game helmets in the video, which is more than 2 minutes long and contains explicit lyrics. Simmons said the players' involvement in the video does not violate NCAA rules. That's good, because if it didn't violate rules, which I didn't think it did, but if it did, it would be kind of ugly for their season. So at least it doesn't violate NCAA rules. And it looks like as long as, everybody will be good to play come the start of the season. And the university's apparel agreement with Nike has not been breached. That's also good, because if the apparel agreement had been breached with Nike, that also gets really, really ugly. Simmons said Friday was a difficult day. When asked if he got any sleep Friday evening, he said not enough. Quote, as a leader of young men, I am charged to put them, the players, in the best positions to be successful and discipline them when needed. Simmons told the Democrat Saturday morning, quote, I am disappointed anytime someone puts a negative light on a great institution and our football team. Simmons said FAMU will participate as scheduled in Tuesday's SWAC Media Day in Birmingham. The team's offseason workouts, held 5 days a week, over 8 hours per week, in accordance to the NCAA rules, featured weight training, conditioning, team meetings, drills. Simmons said he is uncertain when those workouts will resume. Simmons said he has been in contact with FAMU leadership, including first-year director of athletics, Tiffany Dawn Sykes. It's FAMU. It's our brand. It's our facilities, Simmons said. Kids are going to be kids, but I'm also trying to help them understand to be super mindful of your involvement in decisions. We will make a determination to address those involved individually or the entire team. Many pointed to the importance of protecting the university's brand and holding players accountable for their decisions. Others also said the locker room is a sacred place and the video disrespects women. Kudos to Coach Willie Simmons for taking swift and decisive action to protect the storied FAMU University and football brand. Tallahassee attorney and blogger Chuck Hobbs posted on Facebook. And so, yeah, that's how this goes. Yeah, this is going to be interesting to watch how all of this plays out. I do want to point out, neither in his statement on Twitter nor in that article done by Tallahassee.com. You can check out that article, check that out yourself if you want to go ahead and read it. It's at Tallahassee.com. But none of that says anything about kids losing scholarships. I want to put that out there because I've seen a couple of blog posts. I've seen a couple of gossip sites say that, oh, FAMU scholarships are up for. No, we read that it doesn't violate any NCAA violations. Will some kids have punishment? Absolutely. They'll have to do extra gassers. They'll have to do cleanup duty. They'll have some form of punishment. The guys that allowed Real Boston Richie into that locker room, the guys that allowed that video to be shot, the guys that heard that song and thought it was a good idea for him to be wearing FAMU gear and shoot that thing in their locker room, they'll get dealt with. But don't go out here running around saying that guys are going to get their scholarships pulled, guys are threatened to get kicked off the team when the coach hasn't said anything like that. The coach nor the university has said anything of those sort. So I don't want that false narrative to be running around the internet, running around, because that's just simply not true. That's not anything the school has said. That's not anything the coach has said. All we can do is take the school and the coach for their word and just take their word and the decipher and go from there. It's unfortunate that FAMU's in the news like this because, like I said, this is one of the premier teams in the SWAC. This is a year that they feel like they have the best team in the SWAC and maybe the best team in HBCU football. And so to kind of get off to this start, this kind of rough, little bumpy start, it's unfortunate. It's not the end of the world, though. It's not the end of the world because you can suspend team activities for now. But when fall camp starts, Willie Simmons still wants to win football games. FAMU still wants to win football games. They're not going to punt their season or cancel their season because a stupid trash video was shot in their locker room. Yeah, they're pissed. Don't get it twisted. They are upset. They are mad, but they're not going to just throw their season in the toilet for a music video, for real Boston Richie. They're not going to do that. And so, but will this put a damper at the start of the season? Will this be a distraction? Will guys get suspended for a game or two? You know, they kick off the season with the Orange Blossom Classic against Jackson State. If you get a couple of prominent players that could potentially be suspended, whether it's for a half or for a game, for that first game of the season in the OBC, that could hurt. That could hurt. And so that is how it could impact their season, because you could lose that one game to Jackson State. And not to say your season is over, but potentially your chances of winning the SWAC could be over, as we've seen the previous 2 years. So it'll be interesting to watch all of this play out. They're going to have a ton of questions. The article already said that they're going to go to SWAC Media Day on Tuesday in Birmingham. They're going to have a ton of questions about this. This is going to be the number one topic going into SWAC Media Day. And how exactly does the suspension work? People are going to be asking about the suspension. They're going to be asked about, because Coach Simmons knows Boston Richie. Boston Richie's from Tallahassee. Coach Simmons follows Boston Richie's on Twitter. FAMU has had rappers in their locker room before. Now, none of them shot an unauthorized video, but they embrace the Florida culture. Coach Simmons is from Florida. He's from Tallahassee. He embraces the culture. He allows certain things to happen. This ain't one of them, though. This is not one of them at all. And so to do this with a coach that's pretty chill like Coach Simmons, that's been seen in Diamond Chains, that's let rappers, DJ Envy, different people into their space on a limited basis, for them to do this, it was just a knucklehead move. And hopefully they can move past this and still have an awesome season. But it'll be interesting to see how all of this plays out leading into Tuesday's SWAC Media Day. Leave your thoughts in the comments down below. What should FAMU do? Or do you think they should just, suspend workouts for now? And once fall camp comes around, maybe we'll forget all about this. But it is unfortunate that national publications, out of all the things they could have picked up, decided to pick up this because a couple of knuckleheads made a bad decision. My name is Jeff Lightsy Jr. This is the Victor Formation Sports Show right here on Jeff Lightsy Jr. YouTube, Facebook, wherever you get your content. Do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button before you get out of here. Like, share, subscribe. Also hit the notification bell because we upload all the time. And you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at JLightsy7. That is on Instagram and Twitter at JLightsy7. Thank you guys for tuning in. And I'll see you next time. Peace.